So this first problem walks us through the first two steps of process costing. And first step, of course, is to prepare a physical flow schedule, which is going to be this column here in my little schedule I've got put together. And then the second step is to compute that physical flow to an equivalent units amount, which is what we'll do right here. Okay, so fairly simple example. We have no beginning work in process for this testing department. And so we have 0 here. The amount of product started during the period is 36,000 units. So in total, we have to account for the 36,000 units. So that's an important number here. If you don't get this physical units right off the bat, the rest of the process costing problem is all messed up. So completed and transferred out during the period, 30,000 units are done. So work in process at the end of the period, this is simply information that we're given. So we're going to account for 36,000, and here we have accounted for 36,000. There's some completed, and there's some still needing to be completed. Great, so that's the first step in process costing. The second step is to say, okay, well, that's nice to know the physical flow of units are accounted for, but when we eventually work our way down and figure out what the cost per item is, we don't take this 36,000 because some of these units, the 6,000, aren't all completed, so they're halfway through the process. So there's no logical explanation as to why you would allocate all of your work and all of your overhead or all of your material to products that maybe haven't even made their way through a good chunk of the manufacturing process. So the equivalent units schedule looks like this. We know that every single one that was completed and transferred out needs to be accounted for. All 30,000 are 100% complete. Now the work in process at the end of the period, we need to know, well, where are these things at in the manufacturing stage? Are they just started? Are they halfway through? Or are they 3/4 of the way through the process? So we have to be told that information, which we are up here. They're 25% complete. So that means we'd multiply that 6,000 by 25% to get 31,500 when you add the completed and the ending work in process. So the total equivalent units is 31,500, which is significantly different than the units accounted for. And the reason, again, we do this is because this is a much more appropriate number over which we can apply the costs that were accumulated in this department within the manufacturing facility. So that's the physical flow. Here's the equivalent units, and this is the number we would use then going forward with our process costing steps.